Hey guys, it's RJ the Fed. We're back with another double bottle review. We don't have two bottles, but we have sample bottles from some subscribers. So we've redone the sample box, so now we're no longer guessing on what we have or haven't tried. Some of these we actually drink on live. So if you want to see some of these reviews and you didn't see them reviewed on these videos, you'll see them on live streams where we do some subscriber blinds and subscriber tastings. These are all sent to me by subscribers. None of these are bottles from my collection. If it's a bottle from my collection, it'll be on the table so you guys can see it. I do try to clip some of the art from online so I can have something to show for you guys so you know what the bottle should look like based off what I find or what's similar to it, but I don't always have the artwork for some of these, so some of these will just have sample bottles on the table. We're going to grab two samples though. One of the guys that sent us samples, he's a big community member in our Discord. He wanted to send me some stuff. Some of the stuff is just crazy allocated stuff, and some of the stuff is harder to get, but it's not necessarily regional to his area. But I got some that have the tape on the lids. The tapes on the lids are stuff that is similar to what is in his area. So these are local distilleries for him. So Traverse or Traverse City. I think it's pronounced Traverse, but it's spelled Traverse. It just depends on how people pronounce it. He said the local people, they call it Traverse City. So it's like one of the letters is silent, but we got a Detroit City's distillery. We got a new Holland Dragon's Milk. So we got Dragon's Milk. I do need to try that because I know I had a couple people offering to help get me a bottle of that Dragon's Milk. So I think we're going to do Dragon's Milk. So I got two of these. See if any of these others. Ooh, we got a Mammoth Hazmat and a Traverse. Okay, so we got to have a bunch of Traverse. So we might do like a quadruple bottle review of Traverse because we got a bunch of those. So I'll be excited to try that. But we're going to do this New Holland Dragon's Milk Origin 95 proof and then a New Holland Dragon's Milk Origin blended. So that's what we'll be doing today. I think that sounds the most fair and interesting. Right, like I said, they got the tape on the tops of the caps. He said those are local distilleries to him, so kind of cool how he marked these so I'd be able to figure out which is which other than just off the label. So he's got labels on them. All right, so Pandaglen, New Holland Dragon's Milk Origin 95. AJ's on Main Glen. New Holland Dragon's Milk Origin bonded. Sorry, I said blended. It's bonded. So bonded, we know what bonded means, guys. That's 100 proof, 50% alcohol by volume. So I said blended. I can't read, guys. It's written in pen. It's not that his handwriting's bad. I'm just blind this morning. All right, let's start with the 95 proofer then. So this is the New Holland Dragon's Milk Origin. Little 95 proofer. I've never tried any Dragon's Milk, so when I heard this, I was like, what is Dragon's Milk? And apparently, for a local distillery near them, they've got some special releases. They do like seasonal releases. And he says they'll sell out pretty quick, and that's like the one thing that he can get in his area is that in the Traverse City. But he said the Dragon's Milk ones and the Traverse City ones, those are the ones that he's like, if you want something from them that's like allocated or limited, he's like, I can probably get like picks from the Traverse City where I can get the limited releases from the Dragon's Milk. So I'm excited to try this because if this is what's local to him and this is what's good, he doesn't have to shop very far if he wants to just buy local, which is what I recommend, guys, is find a whiskey near you that the distillery is local to you. You can get the bottles that are plentifully available. Maybe they're limited releases or maybe they're only in your state, so you have your state picks. I find those to be the most enjoyable. They're like craft distilleries. Some of them are big distilleries, but it's just nice to have something local to you that you can go to the store and there should be a bottle of it, and it's a good affordable price because you're not having to ship it very far, and it's just reliable, good whiskey. So if you can find one of those for me, down in San Antonio, Texas, we got Rebecca's Creek. I like that Spanish double oat. In fact, if you guys join the Discord, we'll be able to help you guys get a bottle of that Rebecca Creek Spanish Oak, double barrel Spanish Oak. It's like a $58 bottle, but it's very similar to what I would say is like a Texas Stag. So it's got the Texas funk. It's got a lot more heat on it, a little bit of cinnamon, but a good profile, very viscous mouthfeel, very hot. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something unique in the area. So for him, it seems that the Dragon's Milk is the bottling and distillery of choice, and the other option is the Traverse City. So let's try this New Holland Dragon's Milk Origin 95 proof. Very sweet on the nose, very vanilla forward. Gotta clear the throat. Sorry, guys. We're not sick anymore, Matt. I know we might sound like it, but we're not sick anymore. We're over it. It's very sweet on the nose. It has a very, very pleasant nose. I don't get all the notes on the nose. My nose is still get a little sinus drainage, but very, very vanilla, very sweet, very light. Let's see what we get on the palate. That's interesting. So it's very light, not very heavy on the tongue, but it is very heavy on the finish on the as it's going down the taste. I'm gonna double check this before I speak on it because I'm getting a very unique taste that I've never had in a whiskey, and I can definitely define it. I just don't want to say it out loud if it's not truly what I'm getting. So let's try one more sip. All right, guys, this will be the first time I've ever used this as a tasting note. So it is a whiskey. It's 95 proof. But the flavor that I'm getting on this is that of a beer, like a Shiner Bock. And I know that sounds weird, but like as it goes down, the yeast strain that I get from a beer, a darker beer, I should say. I'm not going to say like a blonde or a pale ale or anything, but like a Shiner Bock. I get that as a tasting note on this whiskey, so that's super unique. I've definitely never had anything like that. It's got other notes to it too, so don't think it's just like I'm drinking a beer, but it's a whiskey beer. It's not a whiskey beer, but that's the tasting note I can give. Is it's almost like drinking a beer. It does have some vanilla. It has some oakiness. I'm gonna try it again because it's a very unique experience. I like it. It's definitely got a lot of oak on it too. So if someone's not really into oaky, it's a lot of oak on the front, and the oak kind of sits there throughout it, but it dissipates and it comes into this very unique profile. And I like this. I'm not sure what this bottle goes for, what it's worth. But we're going to try to stick to our notes, guys. We got a new review system, so if you haven't checked out that last video, we're going to be sticking to this new review system. Hopefully it's more friendly to new viewers and to new subscribers. Those of you guys have followed me for a while, if you have the same palate as me, or a trash palate like me, as some people like to say, Adam from Major Zero. If you like it, you do. If you don't, you don't. Do I like it? Yes, I do like it. It's unique. I like unique. The story behind it, based on the subscriber that sent it to me, it's local to him, so also very desirable to find something that's a local distillery to him. It's not local to me, but I like it because of the story behind it, and I've never tried Dragon's Milk. This is my first impression on their 95. Would I buy it? Oh, well, I never see it here, but if I had this in front of me, I would probably buy it. Price I would be willing to pay. So if I saw this on a shelf, would I buy this all day, every day? At what price? Uniqueness alone, I'm going to say $65-$70. I think this is definitely a unique one. I think it's good. I enjoy it. What's the most I would pay for it? Maybe $80 out the door. Not 80 before taxes, but maybe 80 out the door. It's that threshold, guys. My threshold is normally like when you talk about a good whiskey, but good for its value, I say $60 to $80 ranges. So anytime you guys hear me say a number between 60 as far as what I'm willing to pay for it, and the most I'd pay for it around 80, that's going to be a good solid whiskey. If I rated it on a point system, it would probably be like a 7.5 to an 8.5. It's got what I like. I like stuff that's unique to the area. I like stuff that has a good profile. That I've tried something that's so unique that I don't think I've ever had anything like it before. I really like that. When I have that, that's where I associate special feelings towards a flavor profile or a memory, or trying to compare it to something like a beer. So I do like this Dragon's Milk. So I think $60 would be what I'd be willing to pay, and the most I'd pay probably around $75. Bear with me on those numbers, guys. We're working out the system as we rank them, so we don't want to just say everything's between 60 and 80 because that means everything's good, everything's worth a buy. Some of these aren't going to be good, and it might hurt a subscriber's feelings, but I'm not here to try to push you guys to buy Dragon's Milk or sell you guys Dragon's Milk. This is just my take on it, on if I would buy it again. Hopefully, subscribers see something that I really, really like, they help me get it again, especially if I really like it. It might not be a sample. We might actually try to get a whole bottle of it when we like something that much, especially when we start talking about the most I would pay for it. When we talk about the most I would pay for it and it's above what they pay for that bottle, that's when we can start hitting that sweet spot of, can we get this? Someone's going to help me get it. I promise you, if I name a price and they're like, would you be willing to pay that? Yeah. What's the most I would pay for it? Yeah. Well, that most would probably be what it would take to get that bottle delivered to the house, hand delivered to the house. I got to fly out here or drive out here. So subscriber meetups, guys, we're waiting for them. We're going to have a couple people come on soon, but this Dragon's Milk, pretty good. Pound the rest of that down. All right, next one. Dragon's Milk Origin Bonded. So we're going up 5 proof points. Does proof matter? Is this 5 proof points going to change it? I don't know the age statement on the 95 proofer, but bonded, remember guys, bonded, for them to have that stated on the bottle, it has to be at minimum of 4 years. So 4 years, 100 proof, and the only way they can cut it down to 100 proof without additives is water. They can only use water to cut it down. They can't use anything else to get it down to 100 proof. So comes out the barrel at 102 proof, got to use water. Can't use anything else to get it down to that 100 proof. Similar nose. Might even smell sweeter, which is crazier. I don't know if you can get sweeter than what I just had, but let's try it. That's a pretty big swig. There wasn't a whole lot going on there. It's interesting because it's like I'm not sure if they play off the name Dragon's Milk. It's got this milk viscosity where it's super smooth and light going down, and then it's got this dragon's aspect to it. So like imagine breathing fire. It's not hot, but it's definitely like it fills the mouth towards the back end of the palate to let you know that like you just drank whiskey. It's not milk, guys. It's a whiskey that you just drank. Very unique experience. I do like this. I don't know if I like it better than the Origin 95. Well, we just pounded down that little sample of that Glen. It was a 2-ounce sample, so probably about like a 0.7 ounce pour. Normally I do 0.5 ounce pours, guys, so I can get 4 pours out of a single one of these, but that's unique. I don't think it's better though than the Dragon's Milk Origin 95. I'm gonna rate it lower, so new rating system, guys. Would I buy it? I think I still would, because it still has a unique profile to it. It doesn't have the same nose or tasting notes. It's a lot more spicy and oaky compared to the Origins. I'd say that I like it. I would say that I would buy it, but it would have to be at the right price, and here's the price. Would I be willing to pay for the bottle? I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go low. I'm going to say around $40 to $40. I'm going to say $40. Most I would pay maybe $45, $50. So there's our first bottle right there that I rated lower than our normal threshold that we just started. So if you had the option between the New Holland Dragon's Milk Origin and the New Holland Dragon's Milk Origin Bonded, 95 proof is better. That's my honest take on it. I think it's smoother, easier, better profile. Very more unique on the flavor profile for sure. So that's my hot take, guys. That's going to be my double bottle review with a subscriber sample of the New Holland Dragon's Milk. My first time trying Dragon's Milk and my second time trying Dragon's Milk. So like, comment, subscribe. It's RJ the Fed signing out, and I'll see you guys next time.